I told you last week. It was time to ship harder. There's more coming, boys and girls.
Welcome back to Fort Mort. We are back. We're going to talk about ships. We talked about this last week. We said more ships are coming. We assumed. Guess what? We were right. It is time to go. I've got the Dodger over my left shoulder. I've got the Ram Bam over here. 2 cameras up so you can see these guys when we talk about it. New announcement today. It is a new ship, the Outrider. It is a rebel slash scoundrel slash... Well, he's not really a rebel because Dash isn't a rebel. So, for the interaction reasons, which we'll get into, only is the ship actually a rebel. But this should make this more and more competitive. So, I know Arnold released a video already. Most people won't do videos on ships. Why? Because they don't care about ships. Why? They don't ship harder, bro. It's time to ship harder. The game is changing. It's evolving. Get it in here. All right, so first off, foremost, I want to thank everybody yesterday real quick for the birthday stream that we had yesterday. Mort is officially old, so thank you guys for everybody that showed up yesterday. And as you can see, these 2 clowns are at my house right now, officially in the barn. All right, let's talk about it. We got Outriders, Dash Rendar, YT2400. I won't remember this, but that's okay. Originally, it says it comes from what, Ram? The 1964 game? Shadows of the Empire. And later for Windows on September 17, 1997. So... he's got a cool little kit. It's a little bit confusing. We had to read it over a couple times. Data transmission download and a new buff, Suprosa supercomputer. Am I saying that right? Suprosa. All right, beautiful. The basics: rebel support allies, help through crit hits. They already crit like crazy, so they're just going to continue critting. It's crazy, but it's going to add to their crits are going to add to how this download works. Provide protection and health recovery, plus some nice buffs, as if they didn't heal themselves enough already. Speed up and tenacity up for rebel allies. Works with existing rebel fleet with crit and target lock synergies, which I think there's only 3 ships in that actually land target lock, but still, that's more than enough. Inspiration, Dash's ship is probably the most iconic thing to come out of Shadows of the Empire. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care about that. Let's get to the point. There are some notes here that they had, though. So Meathead, if I'm not mistaken, is the one, Meathead Militia, or whatever his name is, the one that took over for Doja temporarily. He's the one that posted out, and they said, can this ship enable a Home One-led fleet to finally one-shot the Executor? And he said no. It'll hold its own against other fleets, maybe even some of the meta fleets. So me and Ram were talking about, Dodge was talking about, we're talking about potentially actually being able to beat the Malevolence now. We have a good feeling it's going to be able to beat the Malevolence. And we'll get into that why, because this ship can help with removing out of stealth, I believe is what it was. So what is the goal of the Outrider? Outrider's goal is similar to the recent additions of Tank, Tyranus, and Finalizer. We aim to boost up the rebel fleets and tighten up the 2nd and 3rd tier metas. Currently, only Outrider gains transmissions. I don't know, is it manual or auto? You're the mechanic. Manual or auto?
Definitely auto.
Auto? Okay, that's right. That's right. Just put it on auto. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't do it. Why does Outrider have the rebel tag and Dash Rendar does not? Tags are extremely powerful tools in the design. So basically, guys, it says, like the Razor Crest, doesn't have the Bounty Hunter tag. It can, in the character side of it, it can become OP, so they don't want to do that. Let's go ahead. Go ahead.
What kind of unlock you're looking at here?
Oh, unlock. That's right. I forgot. Did I skip through it? You tell him, Ram. You pulled it up. Go ahead.
All right. So this unlock is going to be a 4-star unlock, but it's going to be a galactic chase, right? And so they clarified that normally galactic chases are 4-star unlocks. However, the Star Fortress and the TIE Echelon, because those factions did not have dedicated units to that faction, they were released with earlier capabilities, earlier unlocks. But normally, Galactic Chases will be 4-star unlocks, as is the case with this one.
And a reminder for dum-dums like me, the Galactic Chases, basically, they're going to put it on energy node, guys. And then, like he said, it's going to open up at 80. So it's going to be a pretty easy one. We are guessing it's going to be a Cantina. They keep getting through a rush of Cantinas right now. And I know that the larger accounts don't have anything but relic material to chase Cantina. Not a fan of it myself because I like the relic material, but it is what it is. All right. Kit reveal. Outrider, support, cargo ship, rebels, scoundrel, smuggler. The one thing I will say, if you're starting a new account right now, it's going to help you, but you're going to have to catch this galactic chase because you can get through the contraband cargo earlier game. So in that one, the Lando ship and the Rey ship is hard to get. The Slave 1, Ghost, and Phantom are pretty easy. It'll give you 4 good ships to do that. 2nd to last tier. So just a little mention in there of that. But if you don't get it now, think it'll help you. You're going to have to farm it. New mechanic download. Suprosa supercomputer Gain after downloading enemy plans. Boost your rebel team turn meter by landing critical hits on the enemy. Shred your enemy's defenses permanently. This is one that we were also kind of trying to figure out, which we'll get into in a second. The word permanently. And I think that's going to be through... Oh, we'll get to it. This is basic, as you can see right here. He's going to attack 3 times the target enemy, inflict critical damage down for 2 turns. His second ability, a cooldown of 4. It is going to be deal physical damage 5 times the target enemy and dispel all buffs on them, and inflict target lock for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. Each instance of damage reduces the target's defense by 5%. Here's the key one. Reduces the target's defense by 5% for the rest of the encounter, which can't be resisted. So my question to you guys is every time that he does this ability, he goes 25%, then 50%, then 75%, 100%? I can't tell by the verbiage.
That's stacking.
Doesn't say stacking, but it does not say can't stack, right?
Right.
Also, that's permanent.
That's where I'm thinking of the permanent. So if you actually bring it up to 100%, is that where we get permanent from? So that's what we're assuming, but we don't know for sure. Rebel allies gain 5% turn meter for each critical hit. And if you guys think you know, put it in the comments below because I want to hear from you. Rebel allies gain 5% turn meter for each critical hit. So basically, they can gain 25% turn meter if this guy crits on every shot. Every shot. These guys are already fast, already got turn meter, crit like crazy. This squad is already fast, guys. With this ship in there, holy cow, it can be fast and furious.
Now here's the thing with that though, is it can be evaded, right? That's not. It says the target lock cannot be resisted.
Right.
However, you can evade the attack. The attack could still miss for foresight or evasion or anything like that. So.
But now I wonder, actually, now that you say that, if you've got 5 physical damages, it takes the first foresight off and the next 4 hit?
At that point, you're getting 3%.
That's what I'm saying. So the first initial missile should take off the foresight, and the next 4 following shots should hit, right?
Or
Okay.
should
Or would
hit
it be
unless
like
you
boss?
evade.
Be like boss does shoot 5 times. And if you have evasion,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good question. So again, that's another question that's gonna be out there. We're gonna see in the community once it actually comes in, because CG doesn't always word well, kind of like me. Final text: all rebel allies. Oh, sorry, the new one. Emergency repairs. Cooldown of 3. All rebel allies recover 20% health and protection, gain speed up and tenacity up for 1 turn. All rebel allies download progress is increased by 20%. Download progress starts at 0% and is increased by 1% whenever a rebel ally scores a critical hit. Tripled if it's their turn. So basically on assist they can add 1%, but on their turn they can add 3. Requires 100% download progress in order to activate. We're activating what? The Suprusa supercomputer? Is that right? So we're getting to that here. It's critical intel. Outrider gains 60% critical chance and the granted ability data transmission until it is defeated. Data transmission limit once 1 use per battle, and it's a granted ability. Dispel all debuffs on rebel allies and they recover 50% health and protection. All rebel allies Suprosa computer for the rest of the encounter, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Here we go. Suprosa supercomputer gain 100% critical chance. They're already critting like crazy. Now they're pretty much guaranteed. And an additional bonus based on the ship's roll. Attacker at the start of turn dispels stealth and taunt from all enemies and inflict defense down for a turn on a random enemy. Reading this, it feels like it would do something with the executor, but they're saying it will not. Tank all rebel allies recover 10% health and protection whenever this ship receives damage. Support at the start of turn, inflict target lock for 2 turns, and remove 20% turn meter from a random enemy. Reinforcement, undocumented. Let's see. Oh, and here's his reinforcement ability. Enter battle. This one's pretty cool, but we don't know if we're going to bring him in or have him out front. It looks like you'd want him out front. This reinforcement adds 20% instantly to the download progress for each rebel reinforcement called in by the ally. Did I read that right? Progress. Called in by the allied rebel ship in this encounter. Ah, so the later you call him in, the more.
Later you call him in, like Lando's.
Yeah. Interesting. So if you could hold off, it'd be even better by holding off without maybe 5th, 6th call in. Interesting. I'm gonna have to go into that further. Outrider gains critical damage up for 1 turn. There's a lot of comments, guys, but one of the things they were saying was about the download is it doesn't really clean up and tell us. Where's that at, Ram? Hold on.
It was, basically what it was they clarified that it is you get the ability to use these Post the supercomputer at 100% on download.
That's right.
There it is. Right
That's
there.
good, meathead. When you reach 100% download progress, what does it give? Because they didn't really explain it. Or what does download progress to? And it says critical hit download percentage increase and 100% download equal ability to activate Saprosa's supercomputer. So that's where we got it from originally. So again, poor wording, but that's what it comes down to. But the whole point is ship, new ship, ship harder, get that in here. The Rebel fleet can now probably take out, it might take out the Executor. Remember when they said the Echelon's not going to help take down the Executor? Ha! Lies. Anything you want to add, Ram?
No, I mean, I am all for having another ship, especially as we all know, GAC starts this week. And if you're in Kyber, you have 3 ships on offense and at least 3 ships to take out on offense as well. So 3 ships on defense. It's going to be, we need more ships, a lot more ships to kind of cushion the blow.
Roger.
Covered it.
Covered it all. All right, guys, beautiful thing. We got a new ship. Be ready for it. It's coming out Friday, April 8th. Friday, April 8th. And don't forget, file your taxes by the 15th. Or remember to file your taxes. Remember to file your taxes. In the meantime, you guys know where to find us. We are going to be over there. And don't forget, hit that follow button. We are almost to 1,100 in the meantime. We adore you guys, Battalion, and we are 1 battalion strong.
Ship harder!
Ship harder!
Shut up and sit down.
God, I love this game. One day, people will learn to get ships, Ram.
I'm actually surprised you managed to stay Saprosa's.
Oh my God, I got the wording out. Verbiage. You know why that happened? Because I was reading CGs how bad it was.